Hi guys, today we're gonna do a tutorial on Apple's reachability class, so you can tell whether your app has access to the internet or if it doesn't have access to the internet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new Xcode project, and and by the way, right now I'm using Xcode 6 beta 6, Xcode 6.0 beta 6. So just go to iOS application and create a single view application. Product name, I'm just gonna call this reachability tutorial, and language is gonna be Swift, device is iPhone. And just click next, and we're not gonna create a Git repository, so I'm just gonna create this on my desktop. Alright, so in this tutorial we're not going to use a lot of elements. We're just going to have a label on there. So go to your storyboard, and since this one is only going to be an iPhone app, just go to the file inspector, and I'm not going to use auto layout, and then just click disable size classes. Now it gives you like an iPhone 5s screen. So here I'm just gonna change the background color so it doesn't look so plain. Just gonna make this a light gray color, and just find your label and drag it onto the view controller. So I dragged it on already, it's just waiting. Alright, so I'm just gonna expand this a little bit throughout my screen, center it a little bit. Alright, and I'm just gonna connect this to my view controller. So open up the assistant editor. When the assistant editor, which is the next screen, pops up, just go to your label, hold control, and click and drag it onto your view controller Swift class. Name, I'm just gonna call this display label, connection outlet, type is UI label, storage is weak. Just click connect, and that's that for now in the view controller. So I'm gonna hide the editor back. Now we're gonna move on to the interesting part, which is using the Apple's reachability class to detect whether your app has internet or not. So for that, just open up a web browser to download an Apple reachability class. Just search for reachability Apple, and it's the first option that pops up. So reachability Apple developer. The main things we need are these reachability.h and .m. So we're just gonna download the sample code, and I'm gonna save it. So it's in my downloaded folder. There we go. Unzip it. There's reachability. Just double click in it, and then just go into the reachability folder. All we really need are these reachability.h and .m. So just copy these, drag them onto your Xcode project. I'm just gonna drag it into the supporting files. And I know that this reachability.h and .m are Objective-C class, but Xcode does something really nice for you after. So just make sure copy item is checked, and reachability tutorial target is checked. And here's where Apple Xcode does something nice. It asks you whether you want to configure an Objective-C bridging header. Objective-C bridging header, if you create it, you can import Objective-C headers and use them into your Swift program. So if you say yes, right now it creates this this reachability tutorial bridging header for you. So it creates like a header. So I'll show you an example of how that would work. So in Objective-C, you would do import reachability.h. But if you don't do this, and let's say you go to your app delegate and you try to create a variable. Let's say you try to create a variable called reachability, and then it's gonna be of type reachability. Let's see, reachability optional. See, it gives you a little warning saying Let's just say type annotation. Oh, use of undeclared type reachability, because you haven't declared it yet. So you have to go into this bridging header file, and then once you do import # import reachability.h, and once you go back to your app delegate, now the error went away. So this file allows you to bridge your Objective-C classes to your Swift classes. Alright, and now I'm gonna create 3 constants. These constants are basically gonna represent the state of your app, whether your app has access to the internet with Wi-Fi, or if your app has access to the internet with the WWAN. Well, I'll type as I talk. So let's say let k reachable with Wi-Fi equals reachable with Wi-Fi. This constant's gonna be a string, and this is gonna represent when the app has access to Wi-Fi connection. And then here's another one called let not reachable. Here's when your app doesn't have connection to the internet. Just gonna call it not reachable. And for the third one, I'm just gonna call this let reachable with WWAN, which stands for wireless wide area network. This is when your phone or tablet is on like 3G or 4G. Then it's gonna be reachable with WWAN. So reachable with WWAN. I don't know how people pronounce this, but I read it WWAN. So var reachability status. This one, the default, I'm just gonna make it reachable with Wi-Fi. Well, it's gonna be of type string, but type inference, we're just gonna skip this. Okay, reachable with Wi-Fi. Alright, so that's that. So I'm declaring these outside of the, underneath the import and outside of the app delegate class, so these can be accessed globally throughout your app. That's why I'm doing that, to make it a little more simple. And then now we'll go inside the app delegate class, and we're gonna create another variable right underneath window. I'm gonna call this variable internet reach, and it's gonna be of type reachability, and it's gonna be optional. Alright, so go into your did finish launching with option function, and in did finish launching with option, we're gonna use this variable called internet reach. It's gonna be assign it reachability dot reachability for internet connection. So it's gonna try to see if your app has access to the internet connection, and you can call internet reach dot start notifier. Once you if you hold command and you click on start notifier, it's a method in your reachability.h class. So it starts listening for reachability notification on the run loop. So when your app is running, the reachability class is always listening for when your reachability status changes. So when it goes from Wi-Fi to not reachable, or not reachable to like reachable with WWAN, it's gonna notify you. So that's what it does. So from there, I'm gonna say if internet reach is not nil, then we're gonna do something interesting. But for now, we're gonna create another function right underneath it. And I'm gonna call this function status change with reachability. And we're gonna pass in current reachability status. and this is going to be a reachability of type reachability. Alright, and we're going to have a network status variable, network status. Network status will be of type network status. Well, let's look at what network status is first of all. So hold down command, click on network status. It's an enumeration, and it has 3 possible values. It has of type not reachable, reachable with Wi-Fi, and reachable with WWAN. So not reachable is represented by 0, reachable with Wi-Fi is 1, and reachable with WWAN is 2. So let's see. Alright, so let's go back one, and then here in the status, so that's what network status is. So we're gonna assign it current reachability status, which is the variable that was passed in, dot current reachability status. Alright, and we're gonna have a variable called status string. The status string is gonna be of type string, and for now it will just be like nothing. And then so we're gonna print the status, print line. We're gonna print the status value, So we'll just say network status dot value. Alright, and we're just gonna call it from in here in the did finish launching with option, and in the if internet is not nil clause here. So we're just gonna call self.status change with reachability, and we're gonna pass in internet reach. And since internet reach is a reachability optional, we have to unwrap it. Alright, so let's test this for now on the iPhone 5s simulator. Alright, so let's see what happened. Let's see what's going on. My simulator's always been kind of slow. I'm wondering if I should, oh no, never mind, here it is. Okay, here we go. So status value is 1. Status value is 1. So if you look into network status, again, 1 means reachable with Wi-Fi. Alright, so if I stop my simulator, I turn off my Wi-Fi, and I run the app again, the new status value should be 0. And in this tutorial, you're not gonna see the WWAN because I'm doing it with the simulator. So maybe if you have like a tablet or a phone that has like service from your service provider, like a 3G or 4G or something, then you can get the message reachable with WWAN. But for this tutorial, you're only gonna see reachable with Wi-Fi and not reachable. Alright, so here the status value is 0. Alright, but that's kind of tedious. So you don't want to relaunch your app every time. So here's where I'm gonna start to show you how to start observing the notification that is gonna be posted with the reachability class. So let's turn the Wi-Fi back on for now, and the reachability class has this one notification name called like K network reachability change notification. But so now, for now, let's just type in let's start adding the notification. So ns notification center dot default center dot add observer. So observer will be self, and selector will be the method name that's gonna get called. So we're just gonna call this method reachability change and put the colon at the end, and the name will be the name of the notification that we're gonna start observing. So if we look in the reachability.h class, this is the name of it. So reachability change notification. So you can go back in your apple.swift. I think you can start typing that in. Okay, reachability change notification. Alright, so it'll get called when the network reachability changes. So object, I'm just gonna pass it nil. Alright, so now we need to create this method called reachability change. Well, actually, let's do something first. In the application will terminate, we're just gonna remove ourselves as an observer. So ns notification center dot default center dot remove observer. We're gonna go to the one where it has the option of observer, name, and object. Alright, so observer will be self. The name is the one that we just started observing. So K reachability change notification, object is nil. Okay, so when the application terminate, we're gonna stop listening to the notification. I'm not even sure if we need this. The iOS probably takes care of this for us, but I do this just because every time I add an observer, I like to add a remove observer also, just to kind of keep it balanced. Alright, and what was I doing? Oh yeah, trying to make this method called reachability change. So in reachability change, we're just gonna start doing a function. It's gonna copy this reachability change, copy and paste, and reachability change is gonna take in a notification, and it's gonna be of type ns notification. Alright, and for now we're just gonna print that the reachability status change. Reachability status change. And then we're gonna run the app. And so now so right now the status value is 1, that means you have internet. So if I turn off my Wi-Fi, there it says reachability status change. So that it doesn't tell us much yet, but if we turn it back on, again it says reachability status change. So from now you know that like the status has changed. So now it's up to us to kind of like figure out, oh, so what's the current status and how should the app handle it. So it's gonna do something simple. So after we detect that the reachability status has changed, we're just gonna say reachability, which is our global variable, equals notification dot object as reachability. All right. Use as to perform conditional downcast reachability. There we go. So as with the question mark right there. And then we're gonna call self.status change with reachability, and we're gonna pass in the reachability. There's that. And now I think we have to unwrap it also. There we go. And then we're gonna have some if statements to check whether what the network status value is, so we can handle it appropriately. So we can say if network status dot value is equals to not reachable dot value, take you to what not reachable is. Oops, symbol not found. Well, let's go to our reachability.h. Here, not reachable dot value, reachable with Wi-Fi dot value, and reachable with WWAN dot value. It will have either a 0, a 1, or a 2. So we're just basically comparing whether the network status is equal or not. And so that means this network status is not reachable. So we're just gonna print that network not reachable, and we're gonna assign this variable, the reachability status, to be k not reachable. Reachability status, and this variable reachability status can be accessed globally throughout your app. K not reachable. Alright, and here's another case. Else if network status dot value is equals to k reachable with Wi-Fi. Well, not k reachable with Wi-Fi, sorry, reachable via Wi-Fi. Then we're gonna print that reachable via Wi-Fi, and then our reachability status is gonna be k reachable with Wi-Fi. Oh, just forgot the dot value. Alright, here's our last part. Else if network status dot value is equals to reachable with WWAN dot value, then we're just gonna print line reachable via WWAN, and then just say reachability status equals k reachable with WWAN. Alright, so run it one more time. Now it says reachable with Wi-Fi. Let's turn it off. Now it says network not reachable. Turn the Wi-Fi back on. Status value is 1, reachable with Wi-Fi. Alright, so to do something, I'm just gonna post a notification and then just have like other classes in my app observe the notification. So I'm just gonna, after the status change, I'm just gonna post a notification that the network status changed, so my whole app can kind of know what's going on. So I'm just gonna say ns notification center dot default center dot post notification name. The name, I'm just gonna call this reach status changed. Object is gonna be nil. Alright, so when the status change, we're posting this notification called reach status change. So now let's go in our view controller and then add our observer. So notification ns notification. center.default_center.add_observer. We're going to pick the top one with observer, selector, name, and object. Observer will be self. Selector will be the method that will get called when the notification is received. So selector, I'm just going to call this, it's a good name, reachability status change, I guess. Reachability status change, and the name is going to be whatever the name of this notification is, because we're going to observe this notification. So just copy this name from the appdelegate.swift reach status change, go back to your view controller, and then paste it. That's the name of the notification that we're going to start observing. An object will be nil. Alright, so we're going to start by observing that, and now we have to define this class called reachability status change. So let's go to the bottom, create a function called reachability status change, and this function is not going to take any methods and it's not going to return anything. So it's just going to have a simple check that if reachability status, and this is the global value that was declared in appdelegate.h, if reachability status equals k not reachable. This is also the constant that was declared in appdelegate. You would probably put this somewhere else, but for the ease of this tutorial, I didn't want to create like other classes, so I just dumped everything in appdelegate.h. So if it's not reachable, then we're just gonna change the display label. Self.displaylabel.text equals let's just say no internet, and we're just gonna change the background color. Self.view.background color equals, let's just make it red. UI color.red color. Alright, else if reachability status equals k reachable with Wi-Fi, that means if your app has Wi-Fi connection. So we're just gonna display this equals reachable Wi-Fi. Reachable with Wi-Fi. Alright, and we're gonna make this background green. UI color.green color. And the last one is if it's reachable with WWAN. So else if reachability status is k reachable with WWAN, then we're gonna set self.displaylabel.text to be reachable with WWAN. Self.view.background color, we're just gonna set this yellow color, kind of like the traffic light, I guess, red, green, and yellow. And oh, one more thing, since we observed the notification, we did an add observer, we're gonna also have to remove observer. So we're gonna create the deinit method, which deinitializes, which like gets called when the class gets deinitialized. So we're just gonna say ns notification center, ns notification center dot default center dot remove observer, and we're gonna choose the one with observer name and object. Server self name is this thing here, reach status change, and object will be nil. Alright, so let's run our app and it should kind of work. Well, it starts off at label, but let's see if it changes. Turn Wi-Fi off. There we go. No internet. Turn Wi-Fi on. There we go. Reachable with Wi-Fi. Alright, so if you wanted to get call first, after this, you would just call in your view.load method self.reachability status change. just so initially it gets set before the notification gets posted. Alright, let's see. There we go. Reachable with Wi-Fi, and you turn it off. It automatically detects that it's turned off, so it tells you no internet. Again, turn it back on. Wait a little bit. It's going to detect that it's reachable with Wi-Fi again. So if you have a carrier with signal, you can play with the reachable with WWAN also. If you turn off your Wi-Fi. And I think that's it for this tutorial, and this can be useful for if you want to do like an in-app purchase or something, and you can determine whether the user of your app has internet connection or not, to maybe disable some functions or to show the prices of your app. Like, so this is, I think it's pretty useful tutorial for if your app deals with like data and internet connection and things like that, or like if your files are too big and you don't want the users of your app to be like wasting all of their data on downloading like certain amount of files, and you can detect whether it has Wi-Fi or if it has like the WWAN and stuff like that. Alright, well that's it for this tutorial. Here, turn Wi-Fi off one more time. Still works. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching again. Bye.